Do you love your life? That's a question that I think a lot of people don't end up asking themselves, and it's a hard one to ask yourself. Like, do you love your life? A lot of times people are going to find no because they're not living authentically with themselves, and that's okay. If you do have a no, you have a no, it's fine. It doesn't mean you're flawed. It means you need to re-strategize. It means that you have to ask yourself, what can you do to start loving your life more, right? This is an ascended mastery question here that you can use at any moment in your life. If you're new to the channel, my name is Excel Carrasquillo. On this channel, we talk about Reiki, energy medicine, and ascension, with so much more in between, just in case to, get you right where you need to be, your most maximum level. Welcome to the Antojai community. Do you really sit down here and you ask yourself, do I love my life? If you can't say, yes, I love my life, that's okay. But how are you going to change that? How are you going to bring more love into your life? Are you showing up to a job that you don't love? How are you going to switch that job out of your reality? Are you in a relationship that you don't love? How are you going to switch that relationship or modify that relationship a little bit? Because sometimes you don't have to switch things completely out. You just need to approach them differently, right? Maybe you're in a relationship where you're not in love with your relationship anymore, but you do have a profound level of love. Maybe all you need is to rekindle the relationship. But in order for you to do that, you first have to ask yourself, am I in love with my life? No, I'm not in love with my relationship. Okay. Can I do something about this? Yes. Okay. I have to now go communicate this with my partner so that we can both find a solution together to get to the next level so that we can ascend. A lot of times people think ascension has to do with like this one and only instantaneous vibration of like getting to the next level and everything's perfect. That's not true. You ascend every time you decide to make a better choice in your reality. Ascension is a continuous process. It is something that you always experience. Even when you become an ascended master, it is something that you're constantly going to be experiencing because you can always get better. You can always learn more and you can always change. A lot of the times when we're asking ourselves these profound, authentic questions as to like, do I love my life? It's scary or difficult to get an answer or even look at the answers that surface because it then shows us that we've been lying to ourselves. And one of the things that the ego does not really love is the fact that it sees it's been living a lie ultimately. And your ego is always going to try to find a way to avoid these kinds of questions and contemplations so that you can stay in the same framework, the same illusion, the same Maya, the same dream that you've been experiencing that no longer serves you. But you always have to come back to analyzing and asking yourself, why is it that I'm not vibrating at my highest speed, right? Like, and usually when you're asking yourself a bunch of different questions, the main one is, do I love my life? And like, if I don't love my life, how can I start manifesting more love into it? There's a bunch of different ways. You can do love mantras to help you change your mindset to be embracing more love in your mind so that you can translate it into your reality. You can do Reiki, quantum Reiki energy work, for instance, and you can work on your heart space to open your heart space. You can work with quantum heart mechanics from Antojai, which will then help you really just understand the prosperity of your soul so that your life can become more abundant and more practical and more soul fulfilling in general, right? You have to allow yourself to ask yourself, why don't I love my life? And then make choices. It's not just enough asking yourself that, contemplating it, and then asking the universe for a change. Like, you need to be the change. If you are not in love with your life because your back hurts, because you're overweight, you need to be the cataclysmic change that says, I'm going to change my diet. I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to start freaking doing yoga. I'm going to do whatever is necessary to lose the weight so I can have more love in my life. Our bodies are a direct correlation as to the amount of happiness, the amount of love, the amount of fulfillment that we carry. A lot of times when you don't feel sexy, when you don't feel healthy, your body is trying to tell you you're holding on to something that is not helping you create more love in your life, right? You're holding on to something that's holding you back. Love is not always going to be easy. And if you're a parent or you've been in any relationship long term, there's these ups and downs that happen with love in general. Like, there's moments where you have so much love and there's moments where you don't have love at all. And you have to find your middle ground between that whole entire experience. And you need to understand that if you want to bring in more love into your life, it is going to have those same kind of waves coming up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down, until you get to a constant normal where all you're doing is applying love and living in love. A lot of times when we want to manifest a new change in our life, like more love in our reality, we think that, oh, we're supposed to find one answer and just coast all the way up there and find everything that we're looking for. But oftentimes it doesn't work that way. It's a learned vibration. The only way you learn anything is through trial and error. You have to learn through many love experiences what kind of people you want to have in your life, what kind of people you want to date, what kind of opportunities you want to pursue, right? It took me a long time to realize that in order for me to really be living in this vibration of like loving my life, there's many times where an opportunity will show itself and it feels uncomfortable to me. I'm terrified. I'm like, I don't know. And I'll even try to create like excuses as to why I can't go after that thing, or why I shouldn't do it, or why I have so many other things that are more important than this one thing. And I realized that that's not me loving my life, because if I'm manifesting situations that are going to take me to the next level and I'm not taking advantage of those like opportunities manifesting for themselves, when I let those opportunities go, then I'm sitting at home and I'm like, why did this happen to me? That's where I wanted to be. That's not you loving yourself, right? I've also had to come to this conclusion of like, do I love my life? Yes and no. I don't love my life when I feel overweight. Okay, so how can I stop being overweight so I can love my life more? I gotta stop eating sugar. I gotta cut out sweets and pastries out of my life. I gotta cut out coffee out of my life. I gotta make sure that I wake up in the morning, I'm doing Qigong, and I'm doing quantum Reiki, and I'm doing Antojai, and I'm doing all the things that I need to do so I can lose weight and I can stay in shape with what I want to do. By me allowing myself to take the actions of waking every morning and sticking to that routine, making sure I'm not eating the sugar, making sure I'm not having the coffee, I can then start feeling better about myself. I start showing myself that I have determination to go after the things that I want. And then I'm able to then sit down and be like, yeah, you know, like I love my life, because I'm no longer focusing on the things that are bringing me down. I became aware of the things that were preventing love in my life, and I decided to be the cataclysmic change in my own reality to get everything that I want now. Right? And that's one of the things that you really got to sit down with, right? Whenever you're working with a client in terms of Reiki energy medicine, it's super important to get a feel for them and how they feel about their lives in general. Now, I sometimes ask my clients, do you love life? Do you love your life? And some people will say, yeah, I love life. I don't really love my life. Well, why not? There's a disconnect there that you need to somehow help your client get to the next level with. Other times you have a client that comes in and they're dealing with depression. Are you happy with your life? No, obviously I'm not happy with my life. I'm dealing with depression. Okay, tell me all the things in your life that are not making you happy, so we can pinpoint all those things and progressively work on them and change them. Sometimes energy work is directly needed to apply the shift. Other times it's a lifestyle change. What I teach is Antojai, and Antojai is a lifestyle change. It's not just an application of energy. You change a person's consciousness, you change their lifestyle, and they start manifesting amazing things as a byproduct. But you always have to come back to this primordial question of like, do I love my life? Do I love what I'm doing? Do I love what I'm investing in? Do I feel like it's giving me love? Because a lot of times you love what you're doing and you're giving love to all these different places, but they're not giving love back to you. And you need to ask yourself, is this a reciprocal energy? Is this equal? Because eventually you're going to give out so much love and it's going to drain you. So you need to sit down with yourself and ask this question as much as possible and make it the highlight of the rest of your year even. What am I going to do to bring more love into my life? What am I going to do that's going to make me feel more amazing? Sometimes I'm in a situation and I'll be presented with like 2 or 3 options, and I'm like, which one of these options is going to allow me to feel more love for what I'm doing and bring me more love in the long haul? And sometimes it's not the option that you would normally pick, but By being conscious, by being aware, by being mindful, you're able to then make the proper choices that then align you with the best reality possible. So if this was super helpful, don't forget to subscribe, comment, share, and if you're looking for one-on-one coaching or you're looking to join our academy, check out the links in the description below. Everything you need is there. We would love to have you be part of our community and help you tap into your psychic abilities, your healing abilities, and become the divine warrior of the cosmos that you've always been. I love you, and I'll catch you in our next episode.